This is the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Platinum. Is it the ultimate family SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Yoakum Toyota today to give you the particulars on this Grand Highlander. If you want to know more, check out the link in the description of the video. If you want to come in and buy this Grand Highlander, make sure that you tell whoever you work with at the dealership that Tom from Vehicle Visionary sent you their way. Everything, as far as your lighting goes, is going to be LED. Now, you will have the LED projector-style headlights, the LED daytime running lights. You will also find the LED turn signal indicators. And last, but most certainly not least, because I know a lot of you are big fans of fog lights, those are also going to be LED. Here on the front end, well, there's definitely no shortage of air for the engine. A lot of space here to allow air in through the grille. Tell me what you think about that. Some people say it's too big. What are your thoughts? We'll see one of the sensors right down here on the front end. They'll be all over this Grand Highlander to help you out with your driving aids. And full-time electronic all-wheel drive. We're going to have 20-inch alloy wheels. You'll have your assist steps. And with our side view mirrors, it's really what I would call an all-in-one. Why do I say that? Because you have your turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. Here's your blind spot monitoring. And one more thing that I can show you when I hit this button right down here. They're going to fold in addition to everything else that I just told you. So that's quite a bit. I know it's all of the features that many of you tell me that you want. Here is your remote. Again, everything you want is going to be here. Lock, unlock. You can open and close your power hands-free lift gate. Quite a bit going on where that is concerned. You've got the roof rails up top with the crossbars already installed and a panoramic sunroof. We'll finish things off here on the rear with our rear roof spoiler, your rear window wiper. And again, full LED lighting here on the rear with the turn signal indicators and the tail lights themselves. And something that balances things out. If you're going to have exposed exhaust outlets, I like to have a balance. So there's two back here. And what a great segue into talking about what is being exhausted. Let's open the hood and we're going to find out exactly what that is. It might not sound like a lot, but wait until you hear the numbers. This is a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with an electric motor that makes a strong 362 horsepower and 400 pounds-feet of torque. All of that will be mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Being that this is a hybrid model, how about your MPGs? Tell me what you think about these numbers. 26 city, 27 highway, 27 combined, 3.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. To gain access to your gas tank, we're going to push the button right there, and that allows us to come back here and open the gas door. You don't have capless fuel fill. For those of you who don't want capless fuel fill, this is a 17.8 gallon gas tank. On a single tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 356 miles in the city and about 462 miles out on the highway. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds with this Grand Highlander, and there are a number of ways to gain access to your cargo area when you open the power liftgate. You could see the hands-free function I just used. There's a button on the liftgate itself, a button on the remote, and a button on the interior. We're looking at 20.6 up to 98 cubic feet worth of cargo space, depending on how you set things up back here. All you have to do is lower the seats just like this. Let's see if we can get that to go down for us. And there we go. And something else that I wanted to show you is that you can recline these seats back here. We'll put the headrest up in place just like that. That's why I only have one side lowered down. But that's a common question a lot of people ask. You can also recline the middle row seats. You will find the cargo net back here and your rear cargo organizer, one of the nice features that you have. And one thing that is interesting here is that there is your cargo lighting. You're gonna have that on both sides. Tell me down in the comment section, since I can't see this in the dark, how well does that illuminate this area? It does seem like it would be better in this area, but I'm curious to know what your experience is where that's concerned. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers will find. The privacy shades are here on each door. They can be put in place or removed and put back down here depending on what everybody wants back here, and plenty of room with the armrest. This area is nice and comfortable. It has some nice padding built into it, and you can see some of the other storage space here. Nice large door bin, and we're going to find out how much space we have in the third row in just a second, but I wanted to show you that you can move these seats back and forth. That is done via the lever right here. Gaining access to the third row is done with this release. That gets the seat up and out of the way. So let's hop into the back and see how it works out for us. Now, that is a lot of space right there. Number one, because the seat is all the way forward. Far forward as it will go on the track and lock into place. You can actually push it further forward than this, but it's most likely going to need to be locked into place instead of moving all the way forward where it kind of can move a little bit on its own. But it also helps to have these seat backs reclined back here. Now, how about here on the passenger side? Not quite as much room, but it's not too bad. And having some space right here where I can stick my leg out some, well, that helps as well. But not too bad as far as space goes. And we'll also find some space right here with cup holders. There is the USB port. We'll have the same thing on both sides. Depending on where the front seats are located, there can be a decent amount or quite a large amount of leg space with these captain's chairs here for your middle row passengers. You'll have the fold down armrest. A little bit longer than what I see with some SUVs, but I'd still like to have a little bit more length where that is concerned. And we'll have some cup holders built in this center area right here with some storage on each side and a little bit back here. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people are going to like is the finish that we have here on the trim. It's not gloss black or piano black, as some people like to call it. It will not fingerprint up. Very easy to deal with, easy to keep clean. And here's something that I think a lot of people are going to like as far as sitting in the middle row. It's not unusual to have heated seats, but you can see right here, you also have ventilated seats for the driver and passenger sides here. Both passengers will be nice and comfortable. You can adjust the fan speed and the temperature, and also a couple more USB ports, and we'll also find a power outlet right here. Quite a bit in the way of connectivity throughout the interior of this Grand Highlander. There's also going to be a panoramic sunroof. That front portion will open, and there's a power shade that can be drawn forward or back depending on if you want it opened or closed. When it comes to the front passenger seat, plenty of room with the armrest, just as comfortable as what we see with the rear doors, and plenty of room with the door bin. There's also going to be some space on the side of the center console right there. I like the space above the glove box. Always nice to see some additional space being used like that. And a USB port. As far as the passenger seat goes, it is power adjustable, heated and ventilated, and unlike the Honda Pilot, you can raise and lower the height of the seat. The sticker price is $64,927. Let's see what else you get for that price. Starting with the upper console, you can see all of the controls that are here. You're going to control your power shade here, the power sunroof here, and having the nice handy-dandy sunglass holder, we'll have our digital rearview mirror. Now, you don't have to use that way. You can use it as a more conventional style mirror if you want to, but sometimes that can come in very handy and does give you a better view of what's going on behind you. If you're wondering what this is, that is your built-in dash cam. Very nice to have that feature. Over here on the driver's side door, all of the controls that you're used to seeing, everything for your mirrors, locks, power windows. You can lock and unlock the power windows, and your seat memory right there. We can turn on our auto high beams if we want to right there. You can turn your heated steering wheel on and off, and your AC 120 volt power outlets. Notice you do need to turn those on. That light is illuminated right there, means they're on, and you can open and close your power tailgate or lift gate back there. Here are your steering wheel mounted controls, the shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel, and we'll have everything for our front and rear window wipers here. Our headlights and our fog lights will be right there as far as turning those on and off. And we have the 12.3-inch driver's display. Very easy to deal with, very easy to use. It looks really nice, And depending on what you do with your driving modes, here are those driving modes. Now, there are some very interesting things to talk about here where the driving modes are concerned. Let me just run through those so you can see them real fast. But here's the deal. To go into rock or dirt, you're going to turn the dial that way, and then to the left, you're going to turn it to go to mud and sand, and then comfort, you're going to push the button here. If you want to go into sport mode, you have to push this button, and eco mode, you'll push the button right there. Just kind of an interesting thing that I noticed. We'll also have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You can adjust its position. That's going to help out to make sure that whoever the driver is, they are nice and comfortable. We also have a 12.3-inch touchscreen. Depending on what you need to see and what you need to know about, you can go through all of the different settings right here. You can pair your phone wirelessly. You have 11 JBL speakers throughout the interior, along with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here is your dual zone climate control settings, and we have everything for our heated seats. I dare not leave those on today. I will leave the ventilated seats on right there. That's going to be very helpful. And down here, that's where you're going to start and stop the engine. There's a USB port, a couple of USB ports here, wireless charging, and if you want to bring up your cameras right here, I really like what we have as far as this goes. Notice that it's giving you that 360-degree overhead view so you can see what all is going on around the vehicle. There are a lot of nice settings where that is concerned. You can pause that if you want to. You can also change the view if we want to, and you don't have to necessarily touch the screen. You can also pause it right here depending on what you want to do. But I'll show you what this does as it works its way around. It does it rather quickly, but I like how you can see everything and see how it's going to give you that overhead view at the end of that shot. And you have more camera views beyond what I just showed you. So depending on what you need to see, you're going to find several different views. We can go into reverse and also see our backup camera. Plenty of storage throughout the interior, not only here where your cup holders are located in the front right there. There's your cup holders. You're going to have your shifter right here. Kind of a conventional style to a degree, but it's not a push button shifter. That's always helpful. And I say that because so many of you often tell me you don't like a push button shifter. And you'll find some of your other features here, such as your power parking brake, brake hold mode. You can turn your traction control on and off. And there is your snow mode. Kind of interesting how everything is kind of in a different place. You would expect you could just go through with the dial right here and get to all of your different driving modes, but it's pretty easy to figure out what is what. And here is our center console. There is a decent amount of room in there, and right here, kind of hard to see, but let's see if we can give you a view of that. There is a 12-volt power outlet. And as far as the seat design goes, I have to say, I like the colors here better than black. You've got a little bit of a separation from each type of material. It just gives it something a little bit different. And I hope it does it justice, but I wanted to give you a quick demonstration with my lapel mic to let you hear what this JBL sound system sounds like. I hope that does it justice. I don't know that it picks it up as well with my lapel mic as it does in person, but I can tell you it sounds really good. And how about a quick test drive? Well, one thing that might surprise you is how quick this Grand Highlander is. I'm gonna have to get back down to a little bit lower speed, and I'm not even driving in sport mode at this point. If we go into sport mode, let's see how much of a difference that makes. See if it'll get up and go a little bit better. A little bit of a difference. I can't tell a huge difference, but it does get up and go nicely. You definitely have good acceleration. Easy to see out of, I like that, but you have the added benefits of your digital rear view mirror if you want to have that on. Now, one thing about that, depending on if you have the sunroof open, you may have a bit of a glare. I hope you can see that on here. I don't know if your vantage point with the camera shows that or not, but if that's a problem, turn the digital rear view mirror off and have the conventional mirror up. That has no glare whatsoever. Very easy to deal with. depending on your situation. And the driver's seat is so comfortable. One thing I didn't mention earlier in the video is you also have a head-up display. Nice and bright, easy to see. A lot of the time my camera has a little of a hard time picking that up, so I'm not going to show it to you. But it is here. Nice to know that it's there, nice and bright, adjustable. A lot of great features here that make this an easy vehicle to drive and learn the technology here. It's going to help out in a multitude of ways. If you live in an area where you get a lot of snow and ice, that's going to help you out quite a bit with all-wheel drive, so you can find traction in those low traction situations. And there's a lot of room in the front seats and in the middle row seats. And honestly, the third row is not terrible. As far as a three-row SUV goes, it's definitely not as cramped as some of the others that I have shown you in videos in the past. And there it is, the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander. Is it the ultimate family SUV? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. It has a lot going for it. One thing that you can consider here, if you are looking for a mid-size three-row hybrid SUV, well, you definitely can't go with the Honda Pilot because it doesn't currently offer a hybrid powertrain, but you can most certainly get that here. Great technology, plenty of room in the first and second rows, a reasonable amount of room in the third row. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Yoakum Toyota for loaning me this Grand Highlander for the day so I could tell you all about it, and a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.